I'd like to know your point of view.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Embracing Reality with Evening Ransom. I wanted to address a really sad thing that happened. It really strikes me so sad when someone who is in their 50s and they're successful and they commit suicide. Kate Spade, another one of these I ever have done was when Chris Cornell committed suicide, because it still haunts me, because I just think what could have been so bad? You know, what could have been so bad that he did that? You know, to me, he seemed like he had a dream life. Same with Kate Spade. It's like they found success in their careers. They were still, Chris Cornell's a rock star, still playing. People still loved his stuff. He was respected. He had a loving family, loving kids, little kids still at home. And Kate Spade also had a daughter that was born in 2005, so she was, not very old. And so I just can't imagine. I feel so bad for her. Like, what had to have been so insurmountable that you would do that. And when you look at what we've been through, when you look at our lives, and I think about the things that happened in my life, and I will admit that I definitely had times when I thought about killing myself. I for sure did. And in fact, I kept around, this is something I have never admitted to anybody. My brothers, they actually know it because they found it, but it would be real easy to kill myself. I just never took Valium, but I kept this bottle of Valium, and I knew if I took that with alcohol, it would kill me. And so I just always kept it, and it gave me comfort. It gave me comfort to know that if I needed out, if I just couldn't take it anymore, I had a way out. It was like on the back burner. It's like, not today. Not today, I don't have to kill myself, but I know I can if I have to. It was always there, and it gave me comfort. It's a weird kind of coping mechanism. I've heard somebody else talk about having that as well. I think it was Teal Swan. If you guys ever watch her videos, I think it was Teal Swan I heard say that she had done the same exact thing. I was just kind of like, okay, not today. Today I can make it. Today I can make it, but it's comforting to know that I don't have to if I don't want to. There's a way out. When my brother found this, because of course, if you know anything about my story, you know that I got arrested, and that then my place was basically abandoned, and my brother had to come clear it out, and so he found all that stuff. And instead of feeling sorry for me or he was just angry at me, you just seen the hostile way he threw all my stuff in the storage unit. Like, it was all upside down. It looked like he seriously stood in the driveway and just threw it in the storage unit, my boxes and stuff. It was really, really crazy. It was like, God, I'm worried about my sister. She looked like she might have been suicidal. Now, that wasn't his concern at all. I wanted to put it out there to you guys too about how strong you are and how really amazing it is that you're still here. You're still standing. That because some of the things that they put us through, for me, it's gone on for years. It's never let up. It's been basically, I say it started in 2001 when I had that heart attack and almost died. I had NDE. But, obviously it was starting before that, because it was causing me to have a heart attack. Probably started 5 years before that. So, actually, it was probably always the case. It was probably always there. But at the lowest point, I had lost my family, all of my friends. So when I'm in jail, I've lost all of my assets. I've lost my business. I've lost my reputation. And what was most important to me is that I lost what I valued. And what I valued was being at the hub of a family and belonging to a family and loving and being loved and being, integral to this group that was a family. I felt like a loss that I did lose it, but the fact was I never had it. But realizing that was brutal. I was going through all these treatment, going to treatment to try and satisfy everybody that I was fine. And so I'm off in this treatment center doing this, jumping through hoops, and my husband, meanwhile, is emptying the bank accounts and cooking the books and doing all this crazy stuff while I'm safely away at treatment, which is the whole reason he was pushing for treatment in the first place, was he wanted me out of the way so that he could go in there and do all this embezzlement and forgeries and all this stuff. But I was in treatment down in California, and there was an ocean view, and I was sitting in the place where I was looking at the ocean. I'm a terrible swimmer, and I thought, I get really drunk, and I could just walk into that ocean, and just get too far that I wouldn't be able to swim back. And I was seriously thinking about it. And the reason I didn't is because of my kids. Because I've always been an optimistic person. There were two things. One, I've always been an optimistic person, and I always believed things were going to get better. I always believed that. And two was that I had my kids, and I needed to be there for my kids, and I needed them to know that they had me and that we could be okay, and to show them my strength in getting through this and all that stuff. If I had known then that my son was going to die, it'd be a real tricky question whether or not I would have been able to live, whether or not I would have just gone ahead and done it. Had I known that my son was going to die. I'm still here for my younger son, but he's very detached, so he has a lot of healing to do. So I lost a lot, and those are the only two people left. I started over with my husband and his family, and now I'm reaching out to all of you, and I'm reaching out and doing new things. But what would it be? What was going on in Chris Cornell's life or in Kate Spade's life? The successful fashion designer with a little girl and this successful musician. They've both been doing great since the 90s. They were both success stories in the 90s. And what was going so wrong in their lives that they couldn't go on? What is it that made them so hopeless with all their success and all their accolades and all their accomplishments and their loving children and their loving husbands and wives? What was so bad that Kate Spade and Chris Cornell, it just breaks my heart, because I think, if what I've been through not making me feel like I have to die, what was it making them feel they could not go on? My heart and thoughts go out to Kate Spade's family. Husband is the brother of David Spade, the comedian, and then she had this daughter that was born in 2005, so she was 55 and found by the housekeepers. So really, really sad. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who she is or what she designs. I have a few things of hers. She has, I think, a pair of shoes, a pair of sunglasses. She started out with handbags, and that was her first thing. But a clinical depression, but I haven't heard anybody say that Chris Cornell had clinical depression. Nobody's ever said that in a report that I've read. And I don't know, it was not known that Kate Spade had a clinical depression, but I guess she did. It doesn't appear that it could have been a circumstantial depression. So, I don't know. They don't have the abuse history that I do. They didn't have the strange family that I do. They don't have a deceased child that I do. They didn't lose all their money, their reputation, their friends. So what was so bad? What was it? It's such a mystery to me, and for some reason it just really breaks my heart when it's someone who's over 50. I think she was 55, and I think Chris Cornell was 53 or 54. And because you just think you made it that far, the 20s and the 30s and the teens, the 20s and 30s, those are way harder. In terms of the angst and the things you have to get through, it's just so rough. And by the time you are in your 50s, shouldn't most of the hard stuff be behind you? The really hard stuff. Of course, we got, our health decline is is coming up. We've got that, and our looks are going to go, and menopause will hit, and all those different things. I certainly can't imagine any of that's going to be worse than what I've been through already in my life. Let me know what you think on that. I just thought those are really, really tragic, and it just really kind of gets me. When anybody dies, and especially when anyone dies from a suicide, that's a level of unhappiness and despair that even me, after losing all of my family, all of my friends, and a child, doesn't know. I don't know that level of despair, the amount that would cause me to hang myself.